What if I told you that your lack of friends isn't a problem to fix, but a mystery to understand? I know those 3 a.m. thoughts. The ones where you're lying there wondering what's wrong with you, why you feel different, why conversations that excite others leave you empty, why you can't seem to connect the way everyone else does. You've wondered if you're broken, too much, or not enough. And the shame of that question keeps you awake. But here's what nobody tells you: some of the most remarkable minds in history walked alone. Carl Jung himself, the Swiss psychiatrist who revolutionized our understanding of the human psyche, often worked in isolation. When he broke from Freud and the psychoanalytic establishment, he became an outsider, misunderstood, criticized, alone with his ideas. And in that solitude, he discovered something profound. We're not meant to simply fit in. We're meant to become whole. He called this process individuation, the lifelong journey of becoming who you actually are, not who others expect you to be. So this video isn't about fixing your social life. It's about understanding 5 personality traits that Jung would recognize immediately. Traits that don't signal failure, but something far more significant: you're on a different path, a deeper one. Have you ever felt like you're living on a different frequency than everyone else? Like there's an invisible wall between you and the rest of the world? You sit in a room full of people and feel completely alone. Small talk exhausts you. Surface-level friendships feel like performances you can no longer sustain. And here's the worst part: the guilt. What's wrong with me that I can't just connect like normal people? Why does something that seems so easy for others feel impossible for me? But then when you're finally alone, there's this relief, this sense of finally being able to breathe, to think, to be yourself without translation or explanation. If you've ever felt like a stranger in a familiar world, this message is for you. These 5 traits aren't weaknesses. They're signs you've been called to the deeper work of becoming. Subscribe and like this video to support content that honors the lonely path to wholeness. Let's talk about the first trait, the drive for individuation. Most people never leave the collective. They live by borrowed values, inherited beliefs, societal scripts handed down without question. They follow the path because it's there, not because it's theirs. They wake up, go to work, follow the rules, chase the same dreams everyone else is chasing. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that. But you. Something in you refuses. You can't blindly accept what you're told. You question, you dig deeper. You need to know what's true for you, not just what's true for everyone else. When someone says, "That's just how it is," something in you asks, "But why?" When culture tells you what success looks like, you feel compelled to define it for yourself. This is what individuation means. It's the process of separating from the collective unconscious and becoming your unique self with a capital S. But here's the thing: individuation requires separation. Like the hero in mythology, who must leave the village to find their destiny, you must journey alone. Your soul knows this. It knows that superficial friendships would keep you comfortable but unconscious, would keep you safe but small, would let you hide in the crowd instead of standing in your truth. The privilege of a lifetime is becoming who you truly are. And you're doing that even if it doesn't feel like it. Even if it feels like you're just failing at something everyone else finds easy. You've tried to fit in. I know you have. It felt like wearing clothes 3 sizes too small, everything chafing and constricting. People called you intense, too deep, overthinking everything. But the truth is, you're not overthinking. You're thinking at the depth your soul requires. And that depth makes shallow water unbearable. You can't unknow what you know. You can't unsee what you've seen. This solitude you're experiencing, it's not punishment. It's preparation. Every hero's journey begins with departure from the known. Your lack of friends might be your psyche's way of protecting your becoming. It's clearing the space for transformation. The second trait is active shadow work. The shadow is everything we've denied, rejected, or hidden about ourselves. The parts we don't want to see. The anger we've suppressed. The selfishness we've judged. The fear we've buried. The darkness we pretend doesn't exist. Most people spend their entire lives running from their shadow. They project it onto others. They judge, blame, avoid. They point fingers outward to avoid looking inward. They see their own flaws reflected in everyone around them, but never recognize the mirror. But you turn inward. You face it. You look at the parts of yourself that aren't pretty, and you ask why. What is this teaching me? What am I refusing to acknowledge? When you feel intense anger, instead of acting it out or suppressing it, you sit with it. You ask what it's protecting, what wound it's guarding, what truth it's trying to reveal. Shadow work is lonely work. You can't do it in crowds. It requires brutal honesty with yourself, and that level of honesty makes most people uncomfortable. While others maintain polished personas and carefully curated images, you're wrestling with your demons in the dark. And this makes superficial friendship impossible because you see through masks. You've removed your own so you can't unsee everyone else's. You've noticed this, haven't you? Shallow conversations feel unbearable. When friends complain about others, you wonder what they're avoiding in themselves. You can't ignore people's contradictions anymore, including your own. This awareness isolates you, but it also liberates you. Because once you've faced your own darkness, other people's darkness doesn't scare you anymore. Those who face their shadow become whole. You're doing the work most people avoid their entire lives, and that takes courage in its truest form. The third trait, natural psychological introversion. Introversion isn't shyness. It's not social anxiety or fear of people. It's about where your energy flows. Introverts draw energy from the inner world of thoughts, feelings, and reflections. Extroverts draw energy from external objects, people, activities, and stimulation. Neither is better. They're just different orientations of psychic energy. In this framework, you're not antisocial. You're introverted. Your energy naturally flows inward toward the unconscious, and social interaction drains this energy because you must constantly redirect it outward. Every conversation, every social engagement requires you to externalize what naturally wants to go internal. This isn't weakness, it's your natural psychological type, and understanding this changes everything. After socializing, you feel exhausted, emptied, like something vital has been extracted from you. But alone, you feel recharged, clear, yourself again. People say you're too quiet, but inside there's a symphony playing. Your inner world is richer than most people's outer world could ever be. You have entire universes of thought and feeling that never see daylight because there's no one who would understand. Some of history's greatest contributions came from solitary minds: Einstein, Tesla, Emily Dickinson, Virginia Woolf. Your introversion isn't a bug in your programming, it's your operating system. And when you try to run software designed for extroverts, everything crashes. You get overwhelmed, burnt out, disconnected from yourself. These first three traits describe your internal architecture, but there's something deeper happening. Two more traits that reveal not just your personality, but your calling. And these are about your relationship with meaning itself. The fourth trait is resistance to false personas. The persona is the mask we wear for society. The word comes from ancient theater, the mask actors wore that allowed their voice to sound through. Persona. Sound through. Everyone needs some persona to function socially. It's the professional face you wear at work, the polite stranger you become in public. It's not inherently bad. It's necessary for social cohesion. But when the mask, becomes more real than the face beneath it. When you forget you're wearing it at all, we lose ourselves. You've discovered something crucial. You can't wear a persona that contradicts your truth. You've tried. God knows you've tried. To be lighter, easier, less complicated. To laugh at jokes that aren't funny. To care about things that don't matter. To perform enthusiasm for conversations that bore you to tears. To pretend you're interested in the latest gossip or trending topic when your mind is contemplating existence itself. And every time it felt like dying slowly, like erasing yourself one social interaction at a time. Most friendships exist between personas. Surface level, role-playing, mutually maintained illusions, where everyone agrees not to look too closely. It's like a theater, where everyone's an actor, and no one admits the play isn't real. And when you drop your mask, people get uncomfortable. They say you're too much, too real, too intense. What they mean is you're making them aware of their own masks, and that terrifies them. You're threatening the agreed-upon illusion. There's a delicate balance here. Identify too much with your persona, and you lose your soul. But reject all persona completely, and you become a social martyr, unable to function in the world. The key is developing a persona that's aligned with your authentic self. A mask that doesn't hide your face but frames it. And that takes time to craft. In the meantime, you're alone. During what he called his confrontation with the unconscious, Jung experienced a period of profound isolation. His visions, his explorations of the psyche's depths, set him apart from his colleagues and even his family. He was walking a path no one else could see. People thought he was losing his mind. He sometimes thought so too. And in that loneliness, he was forging a new understanding of human consciousness. While others build networks, you're building authenticity. While others collect contacts, you're cultivating character. Your refusal to wear false faces is an act of psychological rebellion. And in a world of masks, your bare face is revolutionary. Now the fifth and most profound trait connection to the collective unconscious. This is where we enter Jung's most mystical territory. Beneath our personal unconscious, beneath our individual memories and experiences, lies something deeper. A shared layer of the human psyche that contains archetypes, universal patterns, ancient wisdom, and primordial images. It's like an ocean beneath all our individual islands. Most people live entirely in ego consciousness, completely disconnected from this depth. They're standing on the beach, unaware of the vast ocean beneath their feet. But you have one foot in each world. You think in symbols, in patterns, in myths and meanings. You see the archetypal dimension of life playing out everywhere. The hero's journey in a friend's career change, the shadow in political conflicts, the eternal dance of masculine and feminine in relationships. When you watch a movie, you see the deeper story beneath the plot. When you observe human behavior, you recognize patterns that have repeated for millennia. You see the same dramas playing out that ancient Greeks wrote about, that shamans sang about around fires thousands of years ago. And when you try to share this, people look at you like you're speaking another language, because you are. You're speaking from a depth most people never access. Conversations about weather, politics, and gossip feel unbearably superficial because you're attuned to something most people can't see or simply choose to ignore. It's like trying to discuss philosophy with someone who only wants to talk about what they had for lunch. Throughout history, mystics, shamans, and seers lived apart, not because they hated people, but because they saw differently. They descended into what is called the night sea journey, the descent into the unconscious, to retrieve treasures for consciousness. And this journey cannot be done in groups. You can't bring companions into your own psyche. You're caught between two worlds, too conscious for unconscious living, too connected to depth for surface dwelling. Jung himself experienced this during his Red Book period, when visions from his unconscious flooded his awareness. He was isolated, uncertain, sometimes terrified. But he emerged with gifts for all humanity. First, though, he had to be alone with the depths. Your connection to the collective unconscious is your gift to the world. But first, you must understand it yourself. Solitude isn't exile, it's initiation. You're not disconnected from humanity. You're connected at a level most people never reach. This exploration of Carl Jung empath and personal development reveals that empathy itself may flow from this deeper connection, feeling not just individual pain, but the archetypal suffering of the human condition. But what does all this mean for your actual life? Let's reframe the narrative you've been telling yourself. You're not socially deficient. You're psychologically different. You're not broken. You're breaking free. You're not failing at friendship. You're succeeding at individuation. Your loneliness has been teaching you the most valuable skill there is: self-reliance, the ability to stand alone, to know yourself, to trust your own judgment even when everyone else disagrees. After breaking with Freud, Jung faced isolation, criticism, and misunderstanding from the psychoanalytic community. His ideas were too radical, too mystical, too far from the acceptable discourse. Freud called him a heretic. Colleagues abandoned him. Students left. But he used that solitude to dive deeper into his own unconscious. And his loneliest period produced his greatest work. The concepts that would revolutionize psychology, concepts of archetypes, the collective unconscious, individuation, synchronicity, they were all born in that isolation. You don't need to apologize for your intensity. You don't need to explain your need for solitude. You don't need to force yourself into friendships that drain your soul just to prove you're normal. Your path is valid precisely because it's yours. And the work of Carl Jung empath and personal development shows us that developing your authentic self isn't selfish, it's necessary. It's how you become who you're meant to be. So how do you actually live with this? First, honor your rhythm. Introverts need alone time the way extroverts need social time. It's not optional, it's fuel. Schedule solitude like you'd schedule any important appointment and protect it fiercely. Stop feeling guilty for canceling plans when you need to recharge. Your energy management isn't selfishness, it's self-knowledge. And self-knowledge is the foundation of wisdom. When you honor your need for solitude, you're honoring your nature. Second, seek quality over quantity. One friend who truly understands you is worth more than 100 who don't. Loneliness doesn't come from having no people around. It comes from being unable to communicate the things that are important to you. So seek those rare souls who are also doing inner work. They exist. They're often in solitude too, seeking exactly what you're seeking, looking for depth in a shallow world. Third, create from your depth. Your connection to the unconscious is creative fuel. Write, make art, compose music, develop philosophical ideas, externalize your inner world. This serves two purposes. It integrates your psyche, and it connects you to kindred spirits. Jung's books, born from his isolation, connected him to thousands of people who never met him, but understood him completely. Your creative expression is how you translate the depths for others. Fourth, practice active imagination. This was Jung's technique for dialoguing with the unconscious. In solitude, you're never truly alone. You have your entire psyche. All those inner figures, archetypes, shadow aspects, they're there waiting to speak with you. Befriend them. Listen to them. Build a relationship with yourself, capital S, because that's the most important relationship of your life. The one that never leaves. The one that knows you completely. But let's be honest about the struggles too. Sometimes loneliness becomes unbearable. This path is hard. Individuation hurts. There is no coming to consciousness without pain. and we need to acknowledge the difference between sacred solitude and destructive isolation. If you've completely withdrawn, if you're sinking into depression, if you're losing your sense of meaning and purpose, if days blur together and nothing matters anymore, that's a warning sign. When solitude stops feeling productive and starts feeling like drowning, reach out. Get help. Talk to someone. There's no shame in that. Even Jung had colleagues and friends who supported him through his darkest periods. Even Jung sought help when he needed it. Every gift has a shadow side. Individuation can become narcissistic isolation, where you use spiritual concepts to justify avoiding all human contact. Shadow work can turn into self-obsession, where you're so focused on your inner world, you forget there's an outer one. Introversion can be an excuse for fear. Resistance to persona can be refusal to grow and adapt. Connection to the unconscious can mean losing your grounding in reality. Stay honest with yourself about which is which. And yes, you can find your people. They exist. Others on the individuation path, you might find them in unexpected places. Young groups, philosophy circles, depth psychology communities, creative spaces, online forums for those interested in inner work, book clubs that read the real books. Even one deep friendship transforms everything. Jung himself had a small circle of deep thinkers. Few, but profound. Quality over quantity always. The journey of Carl Jung, empath, and personal development teaches us that personal transformation often requires periods of solitude, but it doesn't demand permanent isolation. It demands authenticity. And authentic connection, when it comes, is worth the wait. So who are you becoming through all this? Not someone with no friends. An individual with a capital I. That's Jung's highest achievement. Not lonely, but in deep relationship with yourself. Not isolated, but connected to something eternal within you. Not broken, but actively becoming whole. Complete. Integrated. Jung saw the self as the goal of individuation. The self is the totality of conscious and unconscious, fully integrated. The complete person. Most people never attempt this journey. They live and die without ever knowing who they truly are. They follow scripts, play roles, live borrowed lives. But you're already on this path. That's why the old world of superficial connection doesn't fit anymore. You've outgrown it. Like a snake shedding skin, the old patterns no longer contain who you're becoming. Your solitude has been forging you, like gold refined through fire. You're not meant to stay the same as everyone else. You're meant to transform. And transformation requires heat pressure, isolation. The caterpillar must be alone in the cocoon. The seed must break apart in darkness before it becomes the tree. Here's something beautiful: those who individuate serve the collective. By becoming whole yourself, you heal something in the collective unconscious. Your solo journey isn't selfish. It's ultimately service. You're doing the work that raises consciousness for everyone. You're proving it's possible to walk your own path, and others, watching from afar, draw courage from your example. They see you choosing authenticity over acceptance, and it gives them permission to do the same. The invitation isn't to fix your friend problem. It's to fully embrace your individuation journey, to trust that your psyche knows what it's doing, to honor the call to depth even when it means walking alone for a while, to believe that the loneliness is temporary, but the wholeness you're building is permanent. Let's bring this together. 5 traits: the drive for individuation, active shadow work, natural introversion, resistance to false personas, and connection to the collective unconscious. These aren't problems. They're the signature of a soul answering a deeper call. They're proof you're doing something most people never do: becoming real. You are not too much or too little. You are exactly right for the journey you're on. Your loneliness is not a life sentence. It's a sacred passage. And on the other side is wholeness, authenticity, the self you were always meant to become. If this resonated with, you know that you're part of a unique community. Souls doing deep work, often in solitude, but connected by something invisible and profound. Share this video with others who need permission to be who they truly are. Like and subscribe for more depth psychology content. And comment below, share your experience with these traits. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Your words might be the permission someone needs to stop apologizing for who they are. Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams? Who looks inside awakes? You're awakening. That's why it feels so lonely. Awakening often does. But you're not alone. You're among the conscious few. And that is a precious, rare, and beautiful thing. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. You're already doing it. Keep going. The world needs people who've done this work, who've faced themselves, who've chosen truth over comfort. Keep going.